So we spent most of our childhood camping. Even when Dad would go on business trips, he would take us as a family along and try to incorporate our camping experience along with his business trips.
Is this the boat?
And as we got a little bit older, there was a boat. He added a boat to our camping experience. So not only did we have the camper, we also had a boat. I don't remember how we got both of them to the same location. That's a mystery to me, but we did. And on this one occasion, now let me just frame this. Our boat was also a I think it sat 8 people. So it was great for fishing, water skiing, and we had a ton of fun on the boat. When I was 12, Jeff was 16 at that point, I was able to drive the boat. Dad had taught me how to drive the boat. And while Dad was at a meeting one day, Jeff and I had taken my mom and Kathy out on the water. And we were water skiing.
And Aaron too.
And Aaron was there. Okay, Aaron was there at that point.
Yeah, we
too.
were older.
So we were all on the boat. And I was driving the boat while Jeff was water skiing. Now keep in mind I was only 12 at the time. So I wasn't very polished in my ability to drive this boat. So I was scaring my mom and Kathy as I was taking Jeff on his water skiing experience. So at some point, Mom put her foot down and said, "We're done. We're not going to do this anymore," because it was apparently too dangerous. So she made Jeff come in, and he wasn't real happy about that decision. So she made him drive the boat because Jeff and I were the only ones comfortable driving the boat, and I was comfortable because I didn't know any better. Jeff was comfortable because, he had his driver's license now. So Mom made Jeff take over the controls and take us back to the campsite. And we had this awesome campsite on the water with this sandy beach where we would actually be able to bring the boat into the dock. And if you cut the motor out here, it just kind of like drifted into the beach, and we were docking the boat there. And what Jeff did, because he was a little bit, his adrenaline was still pumping at his dissatisfaction at Mom's decision to make us stop. He brought the boat in a little bit too quick. And instead of leaving the motor run and slowing it down as we drifted into shore, he just cut the motor. And now the boat is moving toward shore a little bit too quickly. And he made, we were heading toward a tree is basically what was happening. The boat was coming in, heading directly toward a tree. And he realized, we're gonna hit this tree. So Jeff's reaction was, "Vic, jump out and stop it." I'm 12. My older brother was giving me a directive to push the boat away from the tree. That was perfectly normal for me to jump out and try to push the boat so that it wouldn't hit the tree. That didn't happen. What happened was the boat hit the tree. As I was pushing on it, I jumped back as I heard Kathy scream, and the boat collided with the tree and caught my leg in between it. So I had an opportunity to be rushed to the hospital because I had a big hole in my leg. And what I remember about the experience to follow is Jeff trying to convince Mom to let him drive because he could get me there faster. That didn't happen, by the way.
Did he go to the hospital with you?
I don't remember whether we went to the hospital with me. I remember being in the hospital and then coming back to the campsite. And what I remember about that night, I don't know if you remember this, but when they sewed up I need multiple layers of stitches in my leg, and my leg was all wrapped up. I was in a lot of pain, not on the front of my leg, but in the back of my leg. And after enough complaining, you actually unwrapped my leg and realized that there was a bunch of bark still stuck in the back of my leg.
I don't remember that.
And you cleaned it all up for me.
Wow.
But overall,
Yes. Yeah.
camping was an incredibly good experience. And the boat, you know, even just with the boat, water skiing and fishing and, you know, all the things that we got to do in our childhood were memories that Mom and Dad purposely created for us. They didn't just happen by accident. I mean, they spent a lot of time and made an investment to make sure that we had an opportunity to experience different parts of the country, just the whole fun adventure.
And it was a lot more work for them than it was for us. For us, it was just mostly fun. We even got to the point where we each had a drawer that was our drawer in the camper. And we could leave our stuff in there if we wanted to, you know, if we were going a couple weekends in a row or whatever. But we were responsible for our drawer. You know, my mother was responsible for everything else, so